500 qualifying here in the EDRS IndyCar series. To start us off, of course, we have Lapo in the 7 car. 1 second, my spectate system just broke. Okay, yep, the 77 car. Driving for Lapo Global. Right behind that is Habibi, I think. Yep, Habibi in that 7, and then right behind that, just going through the field real quick, and then we'll get to the other stuff. NASCAR boy, we've seen him make a few starts this season. Let's see where he ends up in the field here today. Top 14 out of this qualifying round will advance. After that, we have the Pug King in that 22. And then after that, we have, oh, who did I click on? Diego. Then just doing this so I can get a feel for everything. Then Sierra. After that is, holy, Boomer. Then Desert, or Dursert. Yeah, Dursert, my bad, Dursert. Then after that, we have Mabel. Then I believe it is Drift. Then...
Why did... Oh, sorry about that. Keep going.
Alright. Then we have the Unusual Count. And to round us out is last year's Indy 500, or our latest Indy 500 winner, Sierra. Anyways, going to that latest winner graphic, team is...
Here we go.
They're driving for Buckeye Racing here. Won the IMS Road. This is our latest winner last week. And they are currently first in our championship standing. Starting position was pole position. I think that was for the last race. In their last 5 races, they finished P2, P1, P4, and P1. And we're going to have to see how they do here at Indianapolis after winning at IMS Road. I think they have a good shot at winning here. And speaking of that, let me go to our qualifying format. Again, 3 rounds of qualifying here for the Indy 500. The top 14 advance today out of 21 cars. Then we have the Fast 14 top 7 advance. And then the battle for the pole position, round 3. It will be 7 cars battling for that tomorrow, I believe. And let's go to in memory of Alex Zanardi. Passed away recently. He was more than just an incredible competitor. He became a symbol of determination, resilience, and perseverance throughout the motorsport world. He had success behind the wheel, and he was an inspiration to fans, competitors, and generations to come. His courage, fighting spirit, and personality left a lasting mark on every paddock he entered. As EDRS prepares for the upcoming Indy 500, we recognize the importance of honoring figures who helped define open-wheel racing and inspire competitors at every level of the sport. EDRS Motorsport Association extends its thoughts and respect to Alex Zanardi, his friends, family, and everyone throughout the motorsport community who continues to be inspired by his legacy. Of course, let's look at the track layout now. 2.5 miles, 4 corners, 200 laps, 500 miles at Indianapolis next weekend. And the average qualifying lap time, which we'll see quite a bit here, is going to be around that 44.5 range. Average race lap time a bit slower at 45.2. And we should be getting going shortly here. As to start us off in qualifying will be Lapo. Not sure when we will start. Keep looking at that. And of course we have some teams out here. Of course, the first 2 cars to qualify, both driving with those Lapo Global cars. And then another team here, we have Boom and Mabel. Those 2 drivers driving in those Los Polos Hermanos and Stark Industry cars. And we will be right back here. Qualifying will start shortly, and we will come back when it does.
Oh, it's going. They're going.
Oh, never mind. Okay, Lapo starting qualifying here, exiting pit lane onto the track. Merging into turn 2. I'm not sure you're supposed to do that, but here we go. Lapo's out lap here. As they go right behind Lapo. No, never mind. Lapo, I think, is the only one on the track still. Lapo getting a little bit of wall there on turn 3. Down low. Not sure what they're doing.
Ooh, nearly got the pit bull.
See what he can do here. In that bright magenta Lapo Global car. Very good exit out of turn 1. Here they come into turn 2. Going very low on that racetrack. Exiting right near the middle of the track onto the back stretch. Can Lapo advance to the fast 14? We will have to see here. All the way down on the inside of turn 3. Great corner there. Can he keep it through turn 4? No, that was not a great corner at all. Has to brake a lot in the middle of the corner. You want to have more speed carrying throughout the entire corner. When you do that, you lose a lot of time. X is near that wall, 47.663. And that, I believe, is down a little bit from our average qualifying times we see here at this track. Second lap. Another great set of 1 and 2. So it seems they have turns 1, 2, and 3 figured out, but when they get to turn 4, they go a little tight. Staying to the middle for turn 3 on their second lap. Middle of turn 4. And that was a much better lap, I believe. They might improve a little bit. And apparently not. Can get a little lower on the racetrack as they're doing now into turn 2 here, staying low, and that should have been a little better than the last lap here. And I'm not familiar with Lapo. I think this may be their first start of the season. Maybe not. Missed a few races here and there, but into the wall 2 times on turns 3 and 4. And he has to watch out for those tires. Doesn't want his car to get any damage here in qualifying. That would certainly be a big detriment for them. So their fastest lap was that first one, 47.663. They're trying all different types of lanes on this racetrack through the corners to get a better time, and they just cannot figure out how to break that barrier. And slamming into the wall again on the exit of turn 4. They've done that numerous times in their qualifying effort. And he's down to a 42.763. Might have to watch maybe a penalty for going onto the wall, though I'm not sure if Officials will call that one. I believe his qualifying is done. 42.763 for now. A very, very quick time. For the average 44.5 time here we see.
Alright. I guess for now, we're going to take a look at Athen here.
Yep. Athen, the 16. What can they do to put a time here on the board? And I'm not sure if Lapo's last lap there was legal. Anyways, through turn 4, now lap 4, Athen. Again. Did not see them at the first race or at Gateway, but what time can they put out on the track here? Nice line in turn 1. Can they keep it through turn 2 here? Keeping it low and getting lots of momentum off that exit is what you want to do at a track like Indianapolis. Very, very special type of oval. It's not your typical D oval you'll see in stock car racing or anything like that. Has very wide corners. So see here exiting turn 4. Athen felt like a pretty good lap. What can they put here for their first time, and does not show up on the ticker. This car looks very, very fast. Athen knows how to drive this car around the corners without getting too tight or too loose. And he's holding a very great line, at least from what I've seen. Out of turn 3, second lap here. Another good corner. Let's see if their time will register this time. I think the ticker is just broken. Just fine. Another good corner. Yeah, he's probably putting great times out here right now. And
Oh, wow.
Gets a little track under him, and oh geez. Okay, must be having lag issues or something. Athen, great turns 1 and 2 until he popped up on the racetrack. Got lots of smoke under those tires. Probably made this lap pretty slow. Regardless, he has a good turns 3 and 4. Going on to his 3rd lap, I believe, or 4th lap. Yeah, 4th lap for Athen. And red flag is out. I'm not sure if officials are just messing with the ticker, trying to get it to work or not. Athen. Very solid line through turns 3 on his 4th qualifying lap. And a good line through turn 4. He has to pull back into pit road. We will see what's going on. I'm not sure if the lap times are being logged correctly.
But for now, NASCAR Boy is next.
And NASCAR Boy, have seen him attempt a few races this season in EDRS INDYCAR Series. Alright, and just got word from Finnick, we're going to restart the server really quickly. Makes sense. I think the a lap counter messed up. Yep. Alright, and we're going to go to intermission here. We will be right back. Qualifying for the EDRS IndyCar Series, the Indy 500 Round 1 coming up next. Okay, I don't know what's going on. And we are back. We are gonna redo qualifying after some technical difficulties with the game, but Lapo will qualify first again. So they're first lined up here. And as we've seen, Lapo's last qualifying times were pretty slow compared to the average qualifying time. See if he can improve here with a little more knowledge of what to do or how to drive around these corners and how tight his car is going to be. So that's a big thing here. You want to keep a good arc around the corner, staying just above or near the white line at the bottom. Trying to maintain as much speed as possible through the corners, as goes for every single track. Here's especially important. Not much slowing down at all to get a good time. And Lapo's going to come on to his out lap into the grass a little bit. He's on the backstretch for his out lap of qualifying. I believe you might get 4 qualifying laps based on what happened last time with Lapo. Here he goes in the middle of turn 3. He wants to get a little lower on that racetrack if he wants to get a good exit out of the corner. Overall, much better exiting turn 4 than his last out lap. And he's going to come to the green flag. First qualifying lap for Lapo. Getting Go all the way down low to that white line. Good arc around that corner. Exits a bit low. May have not have gotten the speed he wanted out of that corner. Gets more speed out of turn 4. Here he comes on the backstretch. And he goes all the way into the grass. There are 2 tires below the line. I'm not sure he got all 4 below the white line. And that's a watch to see what the officials think of that. Exiting turn 4, a midline. Not a great lap overall, especially after turn 3. But if 48.667 is not enough to make it to the fast 14 at all. Stays a mid to high line out of turn 1. A little faster there. Lighter on the brakes. Actually, no, a little heavier on the brakes in turn 2 than his last lap. As you could see, just a little tap on the brakes for him. Keeping really solid midline, but I don't know if that's going to be fastest at all. Should improve from his last lap. He had to brake a lot on his first lap after getting into the grass in turn 3. But he's up to a 48.563 now. Not much better at all, but still an improvement. Arcs the corner a lot better than last lap. And overall, I think a better turns 1 and 2 for Lapo. But we will see how he handles turn 3 and 4. It seems his worst corner out of all of them is turn 4. Oh, not a great line at all through turn 3. Gets into the wall. Loses some time there. It's about 5 miles an hour off of hitting the wall turn 3 and hits the wall again at a turn 4 onto the front straight. And not an improvement at all. He's going to have to pick it up. A lot heavier on the brakes than the last lap. Keeps a good arc. Here's where he usually does great. Is keeping a good line through turns 1 and 2, but he has a slow exit. We usually want to get into the 120s earlier, but he stayed pretty slow there. A lot better out of turn 3 than the last lap. What can he do in turn 4? This has been his worst corner, and he's going to slide up all the way near the wall. Has to slow down a lot more than he wanted to. He just now getting to the 230s. Still a slow lap. And he just cannot get higher than 48.563. And he's into the grass again. 2 tires below the white line. 2 of those tires into the grass. Brakes a lot. Yeah, has to brake a lot more of that one corner. And he's going to go ahead and pull it back into pits. 48.563 for Lapo. And next up to qualify will be... Let me see. Yep, Ethan. We saw Ethan run a very, very good line. Again, at least from what I've seen, compared to Lapo's, substantially better. And here he is on the backstretch outlap. And turns 3 and 4 on the outlap is just a little preview of how good the car can handle these corners. And yeah, very quick out of turn 3 on his outlap. Doesn't have to slow down nearly as much out of turn 4. And here he goes, Ethan, qualifying here for the Indy 500, trying to make it to the fast 14. Battle for a pole position is on, starting with this round. After the first 21, it goes down to the fast 14. The top 14 advance out of this qualifying round we're in right now. And out of these fast 14, the top 7 will advance. And tomorrow, round 3, the battle for the pole position is on between 7 of the fastest drivers through 3 qualifying rounds. And Anthem a decent lap, or Athan a decent lap, my bad, Athan a decent lap here. On the front straight, hugging it near that wall, and he gets 48.817. Lapo's time may have not have been that bad. We're going to see it, the average between all these times, very fast. Out of turn 1 for Athan, a little slower out of turn 2. Can't get his throttle on, or can't get to his throttle as much on exit there. Diving low into turn 3, keeping a steady line. And a great exit out of turn 4. That's what's been messing a lot of drivers up. Turn 4, you're usually more tight than you usually are, more tight than you are in the other corners. 48.817 still. Lapo's time may have not have been that bad actually, but compared to what's expected to be the average qualifying time of 47.5, it's not great. Maybe these are just not the fastest drivers going out yet. Athan still doing good on turns 1 and 2, and he brakes a lot less there. This is really going to help him, as he's not on the brakes much at all in turns 3 and 4, and he gets a very quick exit out of turn 4, stays in the middle of the track, and this definitely, I think, will be an improvement. No, apparently not. 48.817 still. Looked a lot faster out of turns 3 and 4. Guess not. It's an okay exit. Maybe I have the times wrong. Athan is qualifying, some is wrapping up here. Actually, the average qualifying lap time is 44.5. So I think the cars are just not as quick as expected, and Athan will pull it back in here. And next to qualify will be, let me see, Logan. As Athan finishes with a 48.817 out of his qualifying run. And here comes Logan. We're going to see how fast he can be compared to Lapo and Athan, who both have, I mean, I'm not even sure how quick a good time is now. How much slower these cars have been than expected. But here comes Logan on his out lap through the back stretch. A little messy scheme. Not sure what's going on with that. Gets into the wall. Got to be really careful with those tires here. Do not want to blow a tire, especially on your out lap of qualifying. Gets into the wall again. Turn 4. Here comes Logan. Very high. Gets into the wall. He's not even considering slowing down when entering low on these corners, and he's gonna get into that wall again. He hasn't even hit the brake once. Not sure what's going on with him. Yep, this is gonna be an issue if he keeps hitting the wall. I believe you cannot hit the wall at all like this on qualifying gear without getting docked time. It's a 48.854 as expected, way slower than everybody else. Into the wall again. Must be having some sort of issue that's not his driving. Maybe lag? He seems very tight around these corners, but he's not really. It's just the fact that he's not pressing the brake with how low he's entering the corner. Into the wall again. It's only a matter of time. And Logan had a turn 4 hitting that wall the entire time through turns 3 and 4. Does not improve. 48.854. I think you slowed down after hitting the wall. Eventually, this is going to become an issue. I'm not sure if his tires are going to go out, but that would really be unfortunate. He's going to enter a lot. Yeah, all 4 tires below that white line entering turn 3 on his 3rd lap. And he just keeps slamming into the wall. I mean, his times aren't much faster at all, so I don't even think... Yep, Logan gets a 48.667 on that most recent lap. Slams into the wall again. I think he's definitely has a little bit of a time advantage by hitting the wall, but I'm not sure. Low on the backstretch, gonna probably have a low entry into turn 3, maybe not. Yes, he is. And yep, there we go, almost losing a tire. He's getting a grid penalty as he slows down entering pit road. Definitely a lot here, and his time all right, next car going out is number 1. His number isn't 1, but his name is number 1, I believe. Number 1 on his outlap. Let's see if he could stay off the wall unlike Logan here. Very close call to that wall, but that's I know it's a pretty decent time. Not using the brakes much. Here he goes onto his time lap, and I think this will be a pretty fast car. Got lots of speed on turns 3 and 4 in the outlap. Has lots of speed now. Oh, gets into the wall, exiting turn 1. That's not good, and he goes below the white line, entering turn 2. Just as I said, I thought this was going to be a good time. Lots of issues on that first set of corners of his qualifying run. Taps the brake a little bit there, gets a nice exit out of turn 3. Very tight into turn 4, exiting near that wall. It's a good, decent exit, but I'm not sure if this time will be legal after hitting the wall and going below that white line. 48.600 regardless. Number 1 staying off the wall this time in turn 1, and a better time in turn 2. Maybe. Didn't quite nail the exit. And number 1, I think it's a pretty fast lap, but we'll have to see. He does not improve from a 48.600. Oh, gets a little under that white line and hits the wall on lap 3. On the backstretch now. Yeah, I think this is the 3rd lap that number 1 has. Number 1, yeah, lap 4, I think. This might be their last qualifying lap. Regardless, they get very loose into turn 1, exited way too low. Got all 4 tires under that white line. Slower exit at turn 3 compared to their last times. And Lapo might have set a pretty decent time. We were pretty harsh talking about him earlier, but that may have been the best time you'll see out of these first 4 drivers. Yep, going into pit road now is number 1. After that, we will see NASCAR boy qualify, I believe. So I think it is a NASCAR boy. Yep, and pulling their car into pit road is number 1. No, I guess not. They're gonna go again. Maybe that was a... I'm not sure what's happening. 48.533 now. As number 1 does have and number 1 is DSQ'd from qualifying. Disqualified from qualifying. Interesting. Must have been from numerous occasions of diving all the way down. NASCAR boy is not next to qualify. It is the Pug King. His outlap staying on that pit exit road. And here he comes. Again, I'm not sure. I think our streamer may be AFK, so cannot switch the camera. Right now, I believe you're still watching the 77 of number 1, which is disqualified from qualifying. The Pug King is going now. Again, I'm not sure. Again, our streamer is AFK, so you are not currently able to view the Pug King's qualifying effort. And yep, he is back. The Pug King now on the back stretch for his first qualifying lap. So see what he does here in turns 3 and 4. Keeps a relatively decent line to the middle of turn 3. Decently fast exit out of turn 3. Low line in turn 4. Different from a lot of other people's laps. And 49.046. Not great. The number 1, again, at the top, you see his time, 48.533, is disqualified. Lapo, I think, is currently the fastest time out there. Logan might be as well. Maybe I think Logan's penalty is a 17-spot penalty. And exiting turn 3, the Pug King on his second qualifying lap. Keeping a very interesting line, I have to say. I think the average qualifying time here is about 48.6, somewhere around there. The Pug King does improve to a 48.833, but he has a lot of time to make up to catch up to the fastest time at Lapo, which is 48.563. And can he improve at all here on this lap? Exit is a bit worse out of turn 3, but may have carried more speed through. And a worse exit out of turn 4, just by a little bit. Pug King coming across the line. Went to lap number 3, and he does get past Ethan. He's currently 4th, or technically 2nd, I believe, after Logan and number 1 having penalized qualifying efforts. On the back stretch, at a decent turns 1 and 2, can the Pug King make up 2/10 and change here on this lap to get up to Lapo's very quick time, I think. I think all cars are running somewhere in the 48s range. And yes, he does. Very quick time, and that was legal too. 48.529. He got more than 2/10, and I think that is legal. I didn't see any contact with the wall. The Pug King, fastest time. Yellow is out. This is his last lap. I think that's what they did for the last qualifier. No, this is the last lap was his last one, and it was his fastest one, the fastest one of the day. 48.529 for the Pug King. He currently sits on top of the board. Decent shot at getting into Fast 14. Next up is Diego. Diego's gonna have to put in a very, very solid lap to beat the Pug King or Lapo's time. The Pug King and Lapo's time are only about only about 400ths apart. A little under 400ths. Now as Diego turn 4 out lap. And can he set a decent time to make it into the Fast 14? I'm not even sure if we have more than 14 drivers here right now, so I think everybody would maybe make it in. I definitely don't see 21 cars. Exiting turn 2. Kept a solid line through the first 2 corners on his first qualifying lap. Solid line exiting 3. has a slower exit here. Gonna have to get that up if he wants to contend. But oh, what a great turn 4. Doesn't get the exit you would running a higher line on turn 4, but he definitely carried a lot of speed through that corner, and that gives him a 48.767, which is faster than Ethan. Ethan's time was definitely not on par with the rest of the drivers that won today. You can see Logan is attacking these corners very shallow and low, which may be playing out in his favor. We'll have to see. Lapo got the fastest time after running a pretty medium line through the corners, not too low, not too high. Now here, through turn 4, keeps it mid to low. This is his 3rd lap, coming on to his 4th, I think. Yeah, this should be his either 3rd or 4th lap. But he did not improve. He still had his 48 2nd and 7/10 time, just ahead of Ethan. Keeping the same line every lap through the corner, very consistent on the line he's running. And yeah, that's another great turn 4. Didn't have to brake at all, had to let off. But he got a pretty decent exit, and that's going to give him a 48.617. A lot better there. Under 1/10 away from Lapo's time of a 48.563. He's aiming for the fastest time out of the first 21. Exiting turn 4. Another good corner. And that will not improve from his last lap. And that will end his qualifying run. After Diego, it is maybe NASCAR boy. I think it should be NASCAR boy. Yeah. NASCAR boy is going now on that pit exit road. NASCAR boy is a driver we've seen race a lot here this season. Not in the top 5 in championship standings, however, he has had a few starts here and there. Looking at an Indy 500 win here in the EDRS INDYCAR series. It's going to be hard with drivers like Cam, Drift, Mabel, Cheska, to name a few. Exiting turn 4 in the outlap. Here comes NASCAR boy. We've seen him a lot, and we're going to see him a lot more this season. Good line out of turn 1. This is going to be a pretty fast time. He keeps it through turn 2. Not the fastest exit we've seen, but kept a lot of momentum through the bottom of the corner. How is this turns 3 and 4 going to be? Goes a little low, exits high. Keeps a lot of momentum up there through turn 4. Keeps relatively centered line through the corner, not low or high. And very fast time, 48.583, only on his first lap, too. And a great exit off of turn 1 again. This is really fast. You could tell by how he's rounding these corners. Way better exit off of turn 2. This is going to be even faster if he can capitalize on that speed through turns 1 and 2 in turns 3 and 4. And again, carries momentum. This could be even faster than his first lap. Centered, turn 4. Gets a good exit. He's already passed Diego and Ethan's times. And he does improve to the pole of the first 21, 48.400. Again, this is not the pole position of the entire starting grid of the race. However, just the first 21. And he's going to have another good set of corners out of turn 1 and 2. Third lap for NASCAR boy. Again, this car is quick. Starting to get more of the regulars qualifying. Good exit out of 3. Pretty low on 4. And he's going to get a good exit as well. This is going to be a very, very quick time. Maybe not as quick as the last one, but yeah, still a great time. He's passed the Pug King and Lapo and Diego and Ethan. Definitely passed number 1 and Logan, both of those drivers respectively getting penalties from their qualifying efforts. And NASCAR boy, a 48.400 may be hard to beat for him. Has a great turn 3. Very similar to his last few laps. Great turn 4. Yeah, this could be a slight improvement here. Maybe not. Yes, it will be. 48.363, and that will end his qualifying run. And a great time by NASCAR boy. And next up to qualify will be, we're about to see, as NASCAR boy will pull it back into pit road, waiting for him to get closer to pit road as we send the next driver out. And next to qualify will be Sierra. They've been racing a lot so far in the EDRS INDYCAR series. They're looking to top NASCAR boys' incredible time here in Indianapolis. Tomorrow we have the Fast 14 in the final 7. Stay tuned for that, starting around the same time as we started here today, around 2:30 EDT. And Sierra starts her qualifying effort for the first 21. A little slower on exit while running pretty much the same line that NASCAR boy did. Yeah, a lot slower exiting both turns 1 and turns 2, so just gonna have to see how that stacks up against other drivers I've qualified so far in the field. Sierra exiting turn 3. A little slower than NASCAR boy. And a lot slower than NASCAR boy exiting turn 4. The exits are not as strong as NASCAR boys, but the entrances of the corner are pretty fast. As we see now, a lot of improvement on this lap. Barely getting into the wall. I don't know if you hit it or not. Maybe. Slow on exit, turn 2. Sierra is trying to improve from last. Slow through the middle and the end of that corner. Turn 4 is slow again. Yeah. Likely, maybe some improvement on this lap, but I'm not sure. Yeah, very, very small improvement. 3 or around, no, that's like 13 hundredths of a second faster for Sierra's second lap. Here they come on their third lap. Very similar turns 1 and turns 2 from the first and second go-arounds. Way better exit at turn 3, kept it medium to high on that corner. Gets a better exit on turn 4 as well. Definitely some improvement here, maybe. It's hard to tell, and yes, they will improve in front of Diego, Logan, and Ethan. Turn 1 again, just not quick enough to get up to a 48.363 we see from the fastest time out here. And there are still many fast drivers to go. We have Mabel, Cam, Durser, Drift. I think Drift. I don't see them on the thing. There was Sierra, turn 4, 4th lap. Cannot nail the exit as they did on the last lap. And they will not improve from a 48.6. This may be their last lap right here. A lot better on turn 1 than the last lap, at least. Slow on exit, but carried a very low line into turn 4, and that will be it, I believe. Caution's called now. Yep. Pulling it back into pit road is Sierra. And they will stay 5th for now, 48.600. Still lots of movement to be done, as number 1's time is going to be off, I believe, and Logan's time as well. Slowest so far is Ethan. Next up to qualify, who is that? It's Boomer. I haven't seen much out of them so far this season, but EDRS, INDYCAR Series. Let's see what they can put out on the track. So the outlap here, staying on that pit exit road. Backstretch of their outlap. Still a few drivers left to qualify in the first 21. I do not believe we have 21 drivers here at the moment, but we definitely have 14, I think. On turn 3 and 4, their outlap. Here they come to the line. And Boomer. Very solid mid to high line on turn 1. Get some smoke under those tires. Got loose on the middle of turn 1. Very similar line out of turn 2, and they are pretty good on those first 2 corners. It's all about what comes up next. How you exit onto the front straight is a big part of your time here at Indianapolis. On turn 3, got a decent exit. Stays high on turn 4. Maybe just trying to get a fast exit. Gets a similar exit to what NASCAR boy got. Maybe a wee bit quicker. And 48.633, definitely not last, but still some room for improvement. Through turn 1. I think these first two corners are pretty solid from Boomer. On turn 2. Still pretty quick on that corner. Back stretch for Boomer. Pretty tight into turn 3 on their second lap. Did not get the exit they were hoping for. And oh, they're almost into the wall on turn 4. If I said turn 4 for turn 3, that's my fault. On the front stretch, not getting up to speed as quick as their last lap. Not an improvement. Third lap for Boomer, 48.633. Turn 1, kept it pretty low. Turn 2 now, keeping it pretty low as well, but very slow on the exit. Advantage with the low line is that you can keep speed through the corner. An advantage of the middle and the high line is you can get pretty fast on the exit because you don't have to do as much turning to stay off the wall. And speaking of the wall, Boomer getting into the wall, exiting turn 3, keeps it straight out of turn 4 to the line. No improvement. Fourth lap for Boomer. And he's going to get tight on turn 1. It's not locked in right now. His first lap was pretty solid, but now he's just simply not as fast. Cannot get on the throttle fully as quick as he hopes. And in turn 3, he's almost in the wall again, exiting. Could definitely be faster with how high of a line he ran through those corners. And for his last qualifying lap, I believe, yeah, this should be his last qualifying lap, to the line. And can Boomer improve from 7th? No. Boomer will stay 7th with a 48.633, and he will pull back into pit road. Next up to qualify will be, let me look, Dursert. Dursert in this pretty nice shell car here. I am a fan of this one. Dursert should be green here now. Let's go. Out lap. And Dursert, I believe. No, still none of our drivers that have qualified so far are in the top 5 in point standings, I think. No Chesko, no Mabel, no Drift, no Hydro, no Cam. But Cam will qualify coming up shortly. And Dursert's the only driver has fully kept it on that pit road exit lane out of anybody on their out lap. And I don't think it matters how you exit, but warming up the tires a little bit there on the back stretch. Here he goes, turn number 4. Had a lot of speed through the corner. Again, like I said, the advantage of the inside line, you just carry a lot more momentum through the corner, but not exiting. Through turn 1 here. Keeps it in the middle to the top. Pretty fast on exit at turn 1. Through turn 2. Not as quick as NASCAR boy, but it's just their first lap. Still getting used to some things of the car. As you saw with Boomer, Boomer's time, his first lap was his quickest, I believe. A lot more brake than the last few drivers we've seen qualifying from Dursert. Gets an exit near the pit wall. 48.967, not a fast time at all. Carries a lot of momentum out of turn 1. Very quick turn 1 for Dursert on exit. A similar exit to his first lap out of the first 2 sets of corners. Not much improvement there. Maybe some slight improvement. It looks about the same. Through turn 3, though, it looks a lot faster. So you can do in turn 4 here. Again, on the brake more than the last 5 or so drivers we've seen qualify. On the front stretch. And they improve a little bit, getting past Ethan. 48.9 or 696 now. Exiting right near that wall. Yeah, this is a lot faster, at least the exit side of things. And yeah, I think overall maybe a tad bit quicker through turns 1 and 2 than his last 2 laps. Third lap for Dursert in his qualifying effort for the Indy 500. First 21, I think all drivers who will attempt to qualify, maybe excluding 2 or 3, will make it to the Fast 14. If this is everybody. Quick on exit out of turn 4. This should be some slight improvement, and it is. Getting past Logan. Tied with Boomer at the 48.633. Boomer ran a lot lower on the racetrack than what Dursert's running. Just shows how the middle and the low, not much difference, because it kind of evens out how fast you go through the corner from the exit on those 2 lanes. And now Dursert, turn 3, last qualifying lap, almost gets into the wall, has to do some extra braking. Definitely not as quick as he was hoping. Out of turn 4, and definitely probably not an improvement from Dursert. He's going to say a 48.633, and I think that will conclude his qualifying effort here. Yes, it will. And he will stay tied for P7 with Boomer. Board shows P8. And to reiterate, number 1's time, he is 3rd right now. He is disqualified from qualifying. I'm not sure if that will affect his ability to race next Sunday, but his qualifying time is disqualified. And we're directly from Finnick for Logan's time, which is 9th right now, is that, here, let me see. He's getting 17 grid penalties as a minute. That's what he said. Mabel, out of pit road. Teammates to Dursert, trying to get the team near the top of the board. Someone on the team near the top of the board. Both Dursert and Mabel rocking those Stark Industry cars. And exiting turn 1, first qualifying lap for Mabel. Pretty quick. This is our first driver in the top 5 in championship standings. Only down 33 points from the leader in 4th. Through turns 3 and 4. And out of turn 4, not bad at all. Definitely won't be last. And apparently it was not as fast as I thought it would be. Just their first lap though, 48.783. They know what they need to do now to improve. And they will try to do it. Added turns 1 and 2. Through both of the corners, I had a decent line. Diving down into turns 3 and 4. Not the worst exit possible. I do think that's the fastest turn 3 line you can run. Is keeping it near the center and exiting near that wall. Turns 3 and 4. Mabel does improve to a 48.633, tying a 3-way tie for 7 now. Boomer with this 48.633, Durser with a 48.633, and Mabel, I don't know why I'm saying the times, Mabel also with a 48.633. Mabel here, 3rd lap. Trying to find some speed from somewhere to just break this 3-way tie to a 2-way tie through turn 4. Second to last qualifying lap. Last qualifying lap coming up as soon as he crosses this line. And he does not improve. A worse time on that lap. On a mission. Set a faster time. Slower exit on turn 1 than the last lap. And pretty similar to how Boomer was exiting the corner there on both of them for Mabel. Into turn 3, exiting right in the middle of the racetrack, keeping it pretty fast, and he's going to get tight in turn 4 like many have today. Can he improve at all to break this 3-way tie? He won't. Stays 9th on the board with a 48.633. Still with some penalties to be given and some spots to be adjusted. I'm not sure what the tiebreaker system is, if they just go off of what the board puts the order as, or if they go off of points or anything like that. But we will see. Next we do have, who is that? I'm trying to find him. Drift will be qualifying. Drift is also in the top 5 in championship standings. They're 3rd, 22 points down from Cam in the lead, and 2 points down from Hydra in 2nd. Cam has a big points lead overall just because of how great this season has been. 1 at IMS Road. That was Cam. Drift has had a consistent season. Not sure about where they won. If they won a race so far this season. It's my first race back since the first race at St. Petersburg. Starting their qualifying effort is Drift. Out of turn 1, pretty slow. And pretty slow through turn 2 as well. Getting into the wall just a little bit on exit. Not the biggest issue in the world. Through turn 3, he slows down a lot. Goes all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, and his exits are just not great. Cannot get the car above 225 miles an hour at all on exit. And entered turn 4 about 220 miles an hour flat. But here he comes, turn 1, similar to his first lap's time, hits the wall. His line is just really low. Will this help him? I'm not sure. 49.613 on this first lap. The second lap here, actually, I don't think that was his first lap. And Drift is pulling it off. He will keep a 49.613. He must have to go or something, but we will see if enough people show up to put him out of the fast 14. And I think Drift is just having some mechanical issues. You can see his car was just not going as fast as anybody else was on the racetrack. Cannot get that thing to go above 230 miles an hour at all through the corners, which is about the top speed he reached in the corners through all the other drivers. And he's just gonna pull it out, keep a 49.613, and he is over a second behind the leader. Next to qualify will be Unusual. Another good scheme, like drifts and I think, who was it? Derserts. Kind of turn 4. Yeah, this may be a contend. And almost into the wall. Scrapes, I think he scraped the wall through all of turns, or all of turn 1 on the exit. Keeps it pretty fast out of turn 2. Yeah, I'm not sure if he even hit the wall. It was just really close. Regardless, in turns 2 and 3 now for his first qualifying lap. And a lot faster than at least Drift, who's having some mechanical issues maybe out of turn 4. What will he get? 11th to start out, 48.683. Has to get past 3 drivers with the same time, 7th through 9th, which is a 48.633 to get 6th or higher. He would have to tie to get any position from 7th to 9th. He's going to get into the wall. Unusual. Turn 3, second lap. Just slams to the wall and exit. Might be penalty given on this lap, depending on how fast it is. Does not improve, so I'm not sure if any penalty will be given. Given. The wall slowed him down quite a bit anyways. Solid line out of turn 1, third lap. One more to go after this one. It's hard to know at this track if the line is very good or not. Based on where you are on the track, I think this right here is an example of a good turn 3 line. Turn 4, you want to keep it centered around the racetrack and centered on exit. NASCAR boy kept it like 224, 225 on exit. Unusual, not improve on his third lap. Fourth lap here. He just needs a higher than a 48.633 to get a top 6 position. Number 1, of course, that driver in third on the board is disqualified from qualifying, so that would technically make Unusual 10th, I believe. Here he is through turn 4, last qualifying lap. This has surely been a much quicker turns 3 and 4 for Unusual than the last lap he had. Can it improve? No, it will not. 48.683 for Unusual as he will pull it back into pit road. Next up will be our championship points leader, Cam, with a 20-point lead over Hydra. And there's no doubt that Cam has potential to get the fastest time out of the first 21 here. And my bad, someone was messaging me. On their out lap is Cam warming up those tires on the back stretch. I apologize. Third turn 4, coming to the line for the first qualifying lap of our championship points leader for the EDRS IndyCar Series. And out of turn 1, very quick line, was able to get a good exit while holding a low line on the racetrack, kind of in that sweet spot. But out of turn 2, I am not sure if that exit's going to be enough to get past NASCAR boy this time, or even the Pucking Lapo Sierra's time. Which are all very quick, but NASCAR boy's time was just great. And exiting turn 4, coming to the line, and he gets 5th, 48.579 with 3 laps to go in their qualifying effort. And lots of room for improvement. Not a better turn 1, but turn 2 is slightly better than their last lap. And I think what Cam really does right is the line they hold on the corner. Very, very low compared to the last 3 or 4 drivers we've seen qualify. And that's helping them get a lot more speed carried around, a lot more momentum through the corners. To the start-finish line, will they improve? No. 48.60. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at Zero's time. Qualifying lap number 3 for Cam. Out of turn 4. Much better turns 1 and 2 than their first lap. And out of turn 3, very quick. Not a surprise that Cam, our championship points leader, is holding a good line here, but can they surpass a 48.363? They do not improve on their third lap. Last qualifying lap for Cam. And the battle for the fastest time out of the first 21 is on. And Cam again, great turns 1 and 2. I think turn 4 is what kind of stumps them a little bit. And the exit of turn 3. Those are the 2 things mainly. Coming to the line, all the way down by the inside wall, and he will improve to a 48.558 there in 4th. So pull back into the pits. We only have actually there are no more people on the track left to qualify. Maybe NASCAR, NASCAR boy. Going back up, and it is time for reruns. Here, NASCAR boy going out. Final step of qualifying, I believe. There are 14 drivers here, all drivers who attempted to qualify. Now, these people will make it to the Fast 14, assuming nobody else joins, but I think nobody else will be able to join. Maybe. Reruns here, NASCAR boy. The inside, I think I'm not sure how many laps you get. Yeah, you can see right here. This is why NASCAR Boy's lap was so fast. He has so much speed around the corner and on the exit. He runs a low line and he exits so quick. He's getting 244 miles an hour on the front straight, which is a lot faster than that. Oh, we have a flip into the wall. Oh my goodness, NASCAR Boy. Up and over into the catch fence on turns 1 and 2. Completely unexpected. And NASCAR Boy's rerun qualifying lap will not happen. And crews are going to have to check on him, make sure he's okay. He just hit a bump on the track, got so much air, and straight into the catch fence. And I think that's the only wreck we've seen out of qualifying or practice this weekend. My goodness. That car is totaled. Just waiting for any word. And there's someone checking on him there. And what a violent wreck. And we will have to see what develops out of this. They're still in their car, I believe. Yep, crews have taken him back to the infield to get checked out. And I believe he will be okay after that wreck. Still has the fastest time out here. Yeah, my goodness. Going back up. Next driver to attempt to qualify. This will be Boomer. And NASCAR Boy was not able to set a rerun lap, so he will stay at a 48.363, I believe. And here we go. Rerun lap. For Boomer. What can they do to improve a little bit? All debris are cleaned off the track. And out of turn 4, see what they get. And a 47.717 Boomer. I believe all cars are running much faster now. Yeah, so all times are expected to be a little quicker. At a turn 4, going around again. And he will improve to a 47.517. My goodness. Almost getting onto the wall. Exiting turn 1. This may just be the new normal time. Top speed of these cars now in the 240s, 244, around there. From the 235s we were seeing earlier. And Boomer coming around again. Can they improve from a 47.517? No, they won't. Coming on to their 4th lap. 4th or 3rd lap. No, this is their 4th lap, yep. Similar turns 1 and 2 to their first qualifying run. Exiting turn 3 in the middle of the racetrack. Here they come to the line. This is their last rerun qualifying lap. And these new cars, I mean, not new, but faster cars, much faster on the racetrack, and he's going to have to pull back around. Next up, I think, will be Dursert. Dursert to qualify here. Can he surpass a 47.517? I don't know. That was a very quick time. You could tell just by looking at how that driver went around the corners. And on their outlap, it's Dursert. This actually may be. We'll see on turns 3 and 4. Not a faster exit than what Boomer had. And everything's different now. Faster cars. Different ways to get a faster lap. Coming to the line, and they get a... Yep, that was their outlap. I'm like, sure of it. Now they come around time lap, bouncing off the bottom of turn 1, got into the apron a little bit, exiting turn 2, right next to that wall. Pretty dang fast. Compared to Boomer's first laps, or second lap, running very, very similar line to him. A little more tight on turn 4 than the current pole sitter for the first 21 ran. Here he comes to the line. Definitely will improve from whatever happened last time around. 48.013. Definitely, actually, I'm not sure. Probably not as quick as most of the other drivers who will qualify will be. Second qualifying lap here for Dursert. Here on the back stretch, coming through turns 3. Keeps it mid to high. Centers that corner really well in turn 3. And has a pretty good exit off at turn 4. We'll see how fast this will be. Will not improve from a 48.013. Third qualifying rerun lap for Dursert. Exits very well. Nice, runs a nice low line through those first 2 corners on this lap. We'll have a lot to improve on to catch up to Boomer. Boomer very well could have had the fastest time we see today. Durser was pretty quick around turn 4 until they had to brake. Exited too fast. Entered too fast. I am sorry. My words jumbled up. 48.013. Still no improvement from Durser. Last qualifying lap for them. And he is really slow. Yeah, he's just going to pull it back in. I won't even attempt slowing down, keeping a 48.013. It's too close. Going around, maybe some technical issues on this final qualifying lap for Durser. Of course, they will not improve. And next to qualify will be Mabel. Again, this isn't actually qualifying. This is just reruns. Oh, we have a red flag. Probably pressed on accident. Yep. Green flag for Mabel. And he's going to pull it around the racetrack. And this is our final run, I believe. Final drive running. And he spins out on his outlap, saves it. Lucky save. The 11 of Mabel. And that Stark Industries car, like Boomer, both of them on team here. And this team did very, very well at St. Petersburg, first race of the season for the EDRS IndyCar Series. Coming around our last run of the day, I'm pretty sure. Mabel down low into turn 1, exits great. Pretty fast time. Exits turn 2, yeah, that's not the exit he was quite hoping for there. Was pretty tight through the exit of turn 2. Wasn't able to get back on the throttle as much as he wanted. Now leaving turn 3 pretty fast. Around turn 4, runs a great line around this corner. And this is their first qualifying lap of their rerun. 48.333, not the fastest. It was definitely because of turn 2. That was their slowest corner overall. Maybe turn 1 as well. They're just not able to get up to speed as much as these two drivers who qualified faster than them were able to. And down into 3. Slides up to the top of the racetrack between turns 3 and 4. Exits right in the middle of the front straightaway. Coming across to the line. To lap 2 of their rerun. No improvement on lap 2. It's lap 3 now. 4 laps max, I believe. Yeah, 4 laps max. Coming around turns 1 and 2, pretty slow. Right now, Mabel's topping out at around 239 miles an hour, while Boomer is topping out at around 144 miles an hour. So big difference between that. Maybe that's playing a little bit of a difference between those two qualifying times. Exiting turns 4, wasn't able to get back on the throttle like they wanted to. Again, coming to their final rerun lap. No improvement yet again. back in the throttle pretty early, but it won't make much of a difference as they get pretty tight through turn 1. Get a little bit of track under their tires. That kills this lap. I doubt it improves from a 48.333. Exits turn 3 into turn 4. What will Mabel do? Will they improve after taking a major bump on the track on entering turn 2 on this final rerun lap? No, they won't. And they will have to pull it back into pit road here. I believe that is it. Final run of the day. And Boomer has the pole. Very quick time, 47.517 for them. If anything else changes. And Drift, sitting right there, will not rerun, I think. And final order coming shortly. As we're going to get a few interviews in. First, want to get an interview with Boomer there. As soon as we can. Yep. No, it's fine. Only thing you missed is, who was that? Someone flipping.
Drift flipping over? Yeah, I saw that.
It wasn't Drift. I think it was,
NASCAR boy? Remy?
Yeah, NASCAR boy.
Okay.
Yeah, Remy.
Oh, man, we're gonna interview Boomer, right?
Yeah, Boomer, NASCAR boy, and anybody else who wants one.
Oh man, that was too much. So, the Indy 500 is tomorrow, correct?
No, it is next Sunday. Fine, I think last chance. Here, let me look. Next week, final practice is at 2. I don't think we're streaming that. And Sunday is the race.
All right, hello. I can't hear. Are you Boomer?
Yes, I am.
All right,
All right.
hello.
Hello.
Creator, I'm gonna let you get down with the interviews.
And Boomer, you were able to get the fastest lap after an incredible rerun qualifying run here at Indianapolis. How do you feel going into the Fast 14?
Absolutely amazing. From what I set originally to now a 47.517, it's just mental. I feel absolutely amazing.
Yeah, anything else you'd like to say? Any comments on the cars, how things were handling on your side?
Originally, I felt the car turning quite, rough with me, but when I got into my reruns, I felt it very much comply, get what I need to do. It was just a lot better in the rerun than what I did originally with the car and, setup at least as well.
All right. Well, great job on your fastest time out of the first 21 there, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
And next up, we're going to interview NASCAR boy, who originally had the fastest time. Now I believe they are 4th. We will get the order very shortly. Or someone could bring Remy up here. Yeah, very scary flip. he was about to do a rerun, trying to improve a little bit from his fastest time originally. Anyways, here he is. Remy, how do you feel after, for one, getting the fastest time in the first set of qualifying, attempted a rerun and flipped all the way into the catch fence? A very scary crash here in qualifying. How do you feel after that one?
It kind of hurt because I did like 15 flips into the fence and then came back down. But I don't feel all that bad because I still get to try again tomorrow and I know I'm going to go faster. But I just wanted to gamble a little bit, have some fun, and it bit me back. But we'll definitely do better tomorrow.
All right, and any comments you would want to make on the setups, car, how you were handling today?
I love it, and I can't wait to race because we're going to have some really good 3-wide battles.
All right, well, good job today, and good luck tomorrow and in the 500.
Thank you.
All right, and next up after this, we'll get Mint up here. And who was Mint?
Mint was either Boomer.
Oh, we already got Mint then. All right, so next up, my fault, will be Pug. I believe that is Pug. Yep, Pug right here. How do you feel after putting a very solid time during the first qualifying runs? You got second. I'm not sure where you cycled out after the reruns, but how do you feel going into tomorrow on the Fast 14?
Feeling pretty good. Start was hefty, I would say. It's the first time that I've been officially driving these cars.
All right, and how do you think you're gonna do tomorrow against very fast drivers like, for one, Cam gonna try to put a way better time in, our championship leader, among others?
I'm not very sure on how I'm gonna do, but I just gotta keep pushing.
All right, well, good job today. Put in some good lap times, and can't wait to see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
And our last interview will be Drift. Drift had to pull it in, had some major mechanical issues. Put in a pretty bad lap. Putting it nicely, really. Probably some issues with the car. Drift, what happened there during your qualifying lap?
Honestly, I can't lie. The car just didn't really want to go. That was honestly really it. I couldn't do anything about that.
Alright, and I believe since not more than 14 people showed up, you're still in the Fast 14 tomorrow. How can you improve to make a run for the pole here at Indianapolis?
I honestly don't even know. I'll see if I can just like do better next time. That's the plan for tomorrow, honestly.
Alright, and that is, or my bad. Good luck tomorrow during the Fast 14, and good luck at next Sunday
All
for the
right, how do I
500.
change my email?
And that will conclude interviews here after qualifying. Let's see if we have anything else. Alright, and that is all. See you guys tomorrow at, let me go check real quick. You guys tomorrow for the Fast 14 and the final 7 starting at 2:15 to 2:25, I believe.
This telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or re-uploaded in any form without giving explicit credit to C Media, the featured properties under its C Sports division, and the sanctioning bodies featured in this presentation.
Alright, well, good job. That was the most miserable thing I've ever done in quite a long time.